Hello everybody, my name is Baz Renee, and today guys I'm going to show you how to do the moon easter egg in Black Ops 3 Zombies for Zombie Chronicles. Now I'm going to be teaching you what you're going to need from the mystery box and how to do the steps and what bubblegums do I recommend. So the first step I'm going to say you need to learn from the mystery box is getting the wave gun, burst devices and the QEDs. And I'd recommend doing this with 2 players instead of solo because you're going to constantly spend the box wasting your points trying to get these items back. And just as in a moment, you're going to see the Gobblegum selection that I recommend. So, here's the Gobblegum selection. I recommend Self-Medication, Dead Man Walking, Emulation Liquidation, Perkaholic, and Cashback. Cashback will help tremendously getting your max ammo back in case you're at the end, the final step, and you've no longer got any Gurst devices or QEDs. That's very useful. Let's get on to this Easter egg guide. Now the first step you're going to do is turn on power. Very simple, very easy. Now the next step is Simon Says, or Samantha Says. Either way it is Simon Says. From recording from left to right is red, green, blue and yellow. That's the colours on each of these monitors. Now this step is very easy if you're very concentrated and focused. I recommend your best player who's got good memory doing this step, because later on it gets very harder. So I just sped through this because it does take a while, and if you do fail it you have to redo it from the start again, but in some cases it will change the combination. So you'll know when you complete it. Once you complete it, it just flashes green, and then you're ready to move on to the next step. The next step is now locating the hacker. I'll have all hacker locations down in the description down below for this step. So once you get the hacker, you want to go over here and hack this panel on the wall. Once hacking this panel, you'll now begin the timed session to hack all 4 of these panels. Only hack the ones that are green. Now there's 2 in the first floor level of the laboratory, and there's the next one's up in the 3rd floor. I run past the one down 2nd floor, so I hack this one right here. I head right back down, and I'm going to head back right down and hack this one. Now all of these can spawn in different locations. There's multiple ones on each floor. So once you do that, you want to go over to the left of this wall and press all of these panels very quickly to shut them down and have them flashing green. Now you're ready to move on to the next step once this is complete. It is also, you have to be very quick. I would recommend doing this with 2 players, but with solo it's a lot easier because you're not running into each player. Very easy and simple. So the next step is waiting for the excavator to breach Tunnel 6. Now this took us, in my game, a long time. So once it does that, you need to hack the control panel and spawn with the hacker. Once you do that, you now need to go back down to the breach, the Tunnel 6, and find the artifact. This artifact always spawns in front of this door. You want to only knife it, for shooting with bullets does nothing. It does literally nothing to this. So you want to let it bounce in the tunnel, knife it when it stops. This step does take a while, but make sure one of your teammates is shooting a zombie so you can do it quite easy. So as it goes outside, it will go on top of this satellite. Now you need the player with the wave gun to come outside, or if you've got the wave gun, shoot it off the satellite. Sadly in that game I did not have it, so my teammate shot it off the satellite. It should fly down to Tunnel 11's entrance. So you let it fly down here. It will get stuck in one of these hiding spots. It will fly up here, so when I shoot, you jump up, knife it, and it should come out. That used to be one of the most hidden spots for this Easter egg, and no one could find it for ages. You can also land there. So let it go down, and as soon as it gets down towards the MPD, it will fly over power and inside the MPD. Now, on the right side of the MPD, a tube will come up, and now you get ready to move on to the next step. You get 25 kills to complete this step. So once you do that, you're ready to move on to the next step, and it's to flip the switch across from this on the wall. Once you flip the switch, Samantha will come out of the pyramid, the MPD, and give you 90-second death machines, which is pretty cool, but we're not finished yet. You also get the trophy, Cryogenic Slumber Party. Now the next step 11 is get the tiles. You can use your grenade or use Windows 1 grenade and get the tiles to drop from there. Now the person with the Gerst device needs to throw their Gerst device over here to collect the tiles. Once the tiles have been collected, they'll go on the teleportation pad right behind you. Right there. Now the next step is the person with the QEDs. So you go back up to your spawn room and you throw the QEDs at the quick revive machine where the tiles are. It will send them flying across the room to land next to the computer. Now you need to locate the pipe here. In my gameplay I find it here, but also a link in the description for all locations down below. So, yeah, all locations and then it's coming in the description down below. And, yeah, quite easy to find any round. Yeah, so then you can connect the pipe with the computer and put the golden rod in between the tiles, step 14. And then step 15, Richtofen talks to the computer. If you're Richtofen, you talk to the computer and you keep talking to it by pressing square. If you're on Xbox, it's X. If you're on PC, it's F. You keep talking to it until the monitor goes green. It will go green twice. The first time it goes green is computer, the AI saying, oh, you're in, but then Maxis takes control of it and then you're like, oh, I need to do this again. And you're talking to Maxis for the rest of the way. And once you've done that, you'll be able to pick up the golden rod next to inside in between the tiles. Go back down to the MPD, and now all 4 tubes will come up. You need to get 100 kills for each of these tubes, and well, 25 kills for each tube, I'm pretty sure. Now it took us a couple of rounds to do this, but we managed to get it complete. Step 17 now. Richtofen places the rod into the MPD, and you'll now be Richtofen will be given all perks, and you'll swap souls with Samantha. So now your new announcer is Richtofen, and you have all perks. As you've seen, my gameplay, I got quick revive back. It's actually pretty cool, this step. You know, as all the zombies have blue eyes now. So the next step is play Sam Says again. This step, now there's 3 phases, and each phase gets harder than the last. So it does take some time, and it does recommend a person with very good memory to remember these steps. I did struggle myself at solving these, but in the second phase, I failed it twice, and I managed to get a new sequence and made it a lot easier for myself to remember. So yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy this gameplay, and then I'll be back. So once I complete, you'd hear a quote from Dr. Maxis. There's step 19, you need to throw a QAD at the MPD. This will throw the teleport the active artifact outside next to computers. Now your teammate with the cursed device needs to throw this at the artifact. Now once he's done this, you'll be given, every player in the map will be given all permanent perks, all perks in the map, and they're permanent. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe, and I'll let you guys enjoy the ending cutscene. See you guys soon. Bye.
What's your back?